Greetings and salutations. Welcome to a pre-recorded episode of 100 Days of Making Comics. As promised, I'm doing this episode because I am, as you are watching this, no doubt, I am driving on my way to the Louis of St. Louis, Missouri, the gateway to the West, and heading over there, hoping to sell some prints, do some drawings for people, and pass out the word about Dinosaur Man. Got the cards. I have like 2,500 of these things, so I'm handing one out to everybody that likes comics and owns a smartphone, because Webtoon is where it's at. Anyway, so change things up again. Done a lot of coloring. So we're looking at the line art for the end of this next chapter. So you're familiar with the wreckage, you're familiar with Spaz coming to the rescue. Started working on that, but I figured, you know what, it'd be nice to change things up so I'm not spending lots of days on color when I've got other work that needs to be done as well. So we're going to work on some of the panels here. I've still got some drawing left to do, as you can see. So what we have going on in this panel is it's after they've come conscious and are kind of assessing the situation, seeing what's going on here. And so Chet here, who is the one with the face mask and the dark blue skin, he's approaching Dinosaur Man, trying to figure out exactly what in the world they just ran into. And it's a pretty neat little arrangement scene. So I figured I'd do some inking on this, and then you know, there's some wonkiness going on here with the anatomy, so I need to probably do a little bit more drawing on it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I'm probably going to go for, 30, 45 minutes again, just like I have been. So I want to go ahead and say a big thank you to everybody at the Geekadrome in Pittsburgh checking in. And anybody from the art school there, got another subscriber I noticed, which is awesome. I think I'm up to a total of 21. Little by little. I need to figure out how to make this thing go live on my Facebook page feed too. It would be nice to be able to go live on YouTube and then automatically go live on my Facebook page. I'm not sure if that's a thing. I'll have to do some research on it. I've only had this account since 2010, and I'm just now getting to actually use it. Yeah. I'm sure somebody's like, well, what took you so long? Well, basically, I hate my voice. I've got scleroderma. That's not new to you. One of the many symptoms that I have is I have something called bowed vocal cords. And basically, during my college years, I did a lot of vomiting. Not for the reasons you might think. My initial onset of my disease was happening then. And near the end of graduation, I couldn't keep any food down, like anything with protein. So I got down to like 175 pounds. And, when I was a fat kid in high school, it was 300, so I was almost literally half the man I used to be, which was nice. I went out and bought a pair of expensive jeans right away. And as near death as that experience was, I'd probably go through it again just to lose all that weight. But one of the side effects of it was, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, well. Not memory loss. That was definitely not one of the side effects. Why did I start talking about weight loss? I can't remember. Okay, so that's looking a little better. I think his shoulder is going to be here. So his bicep. This looks right, but we're not going to see. You're not going to see the meat part. That's going to be hidden behind this shoulder pad. So Yeah, that looks pretty cool. We got this nice reaction shot here of this guy. So I want to try to set up my layers properly this time. Let me go ahead and give that a better color. There, that's more like a regular blue line. So let's do a folder. Let's be, extra neat here. Shapes. Put that in there. Details. Put that in there. Okay. Go to our G pin and also to our rectangle. Thicken the line up. There we go. So, the inking part is always my favorite because it's like when I'm drawing, I'm really loose at drawing. There's lots of finishing things here that I don't do because I'm inking it. That's a nice little line there. It's kind of like how EVS draws. I love watching him draw because he does sometimes so little with the blue pencil, and then all of it coming in with the Copic multi-liners. Yeah, it just looks fantastic afterwards. Definitely want to someday get some original art from him. A few other wonderful luminaries out there that I really like. Joseph Michael Lenzner is a big one. Of course, I do have a really awesome piece by Bob Layton that I bought for my birthday a few years ago. Iron Man versus Magnus Robot Fighter. I love it. It's one of my favorite things in my studio. So I don't have the stability turned up way high because he's been in an accident, so I don't think he's going to be as well groomed. At least with the hair. That kind of stiffen things. And I noticed that when it's lower, it's a lot more loosey-goosey and almost don't feel quite as comfortable. I feel like I should have to be pulling the lines more. Try to be as consistent as I can with this guy, with all the designs anyway, because sometimes they can end up looking radically different. In fact, I want to reference or look at, go back to the first one here. I don't remember. Oh yeah, we haven't seen him without his glasses yet. That was the end of the other one. That's right. So 2A is not going to help me, but this one. Yeah, see, I got the flats done on that. So this is the first time that we see him without his glasses on. Yeah, he's got some thicker eyebrows. I think one of the things I really like about doing the inking part is just crafting the shapes of the lines, because when you're doing the pencil drawing, you're more or less sculpting with the lines to get the form you want. And then these, finishing lines, because it's not really ink, it's a finishing line, because we're not doing it traditionally, so it's not really You know, these lines could look like anything almost. Don't have to be black. Stop doing that. That's the detail layer. Maybe his teeth a little off center. Now he's going to be talking here, so maybe I need to do a bit of an opening in the mouth. It's amazing how subtle changes in the line will communicate something completely different. One of my favorite useless classes, well, maybe not so useless, but I really think the fact that the teacher hired to teach the class was getting more out of it by getting a paycheck than, you know, the practicality of it. It was a cultural semiotics class. You know, it's humanities, liberal arts. It's fairly useless in the real world. But it is kind of interesting to talk about why our brain has a catalog of things. Like the book that we had for the class, for example, had a picture of a horse's head on it and the word spoon underneath. And to point out the fact that we already have a bias catalog of information in our minds that already connect that's a horse, and that the letters that spell out spoon are the lines that make the things that we perceive as letters. You know, it gets into that all that existentialism, which is, you know, it's fun to discord and talk about, but it's really not, you know, it's not going to help you earn a living or buy a house or balance your checkbook unless you get a job teaching cultural semiotics. But yeah, I'm grateful for the, you know, experiences like that where I get to step out of the traditional, you know, learning environment. And anything, you know, try to take away something positive from anything, especially if it's something you're required to take when you're in school. But, you know, dismiss anything that's nonsense. Always dismiss the nonsense. There's plenty of it. Alright, so we kind of want to do, we're in the detail layer now, so we get a little bit smaller and make him look a little more haggard. Plus, this is a close-up, and it could be drool, it could be blood from maybe losing a tooth, something like that. That looks odd, but whatever. I'll live with it. You know, and one of the things that you want to do when you're doing comics, you don't always have to have like a solid background. Sometimes things can just have a white background. Yeah, it's kind of how you stage the elements to make the story easier to read. So while this guy is sitting in his you know, driver's seat, wrecked and whatnot, this will probably be like a color or something with just some indications of, you know, there's something going on here. That type of technique, just so it kind of looks like there's something going on. Maybe we can start to look at his clothing a little more. Maybe it's more, I don't know. scaly or more like armor. So that's looking kind of cool. I think I want to thicken up my box here a little bit. Go back to my shape layer for that. Just to punch that out a little bit more, and then I can start working on shape layer for this guy. And I kind of like this sequence here because he's steadying himself on the wreckage, stepping through it is what's supposed to be going on here. I think, though, this shouldn't be this close to him. So I'm going to actually make a change and just ignore him holding on to something and probably just bring this hand forward. That's going to be kind of weird looking. So what if I were to maybe I'll move that pipe. That is one jacked up looking hand. You've got to get out of here. Back it up. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just move the pipe because I think that hand might be fine. It's not even a pipe, it's the drivetrain. Mechanism back here. Give him some fingers. Yeah, so he's just kind of trying to steady himself as he's coming through. Something along those lines. That works. Let's see where I'm at time-wise. 18. Doing things a little bit differently, so I'm not looking to YouTube to tell me how long I've been on. I'm looking to my recorder. Wondering if this guy is more like an aquatic type person because he starts to look kind of like a fish looking dude at some point. Yeah, that's fine. Stop doing the detail. Yeah, we got this hand coming out. We got nice chunky Kirby style fingers going on. I always did like the blockiness. And we got this bicep kind of indicated here. And there's this weirdo teal sash, which actually, I think, yeah, he's got this belt thing going on. Check in on this guy's shoes because I forgot how I did his shoes. Okay, this kind of your standard shoe. Standard shoe. So yeah, there's a sole. Nice. And we'll finish up with what's going on with this arm. That's kind of a neat line. I like that. When you find the right balance of the stabilization and then your own hand weight and heaviness, and I gave him an extra finger. Dare you have 4 fingers, bruh? That's normal for this guy. Did I give him 4 fingers on the other hand? 1. Oh, I did. I'm going to have to fix that later because I swear I've established him as having 3 fingers. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so we got this guy coming into the scene. Dinosaur Man down here laying down on the ground. Lots of debris and rubble. That's going to be a lot of fun. But let's do some details first. Get right in here. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and we could just maybe something bad's happening because I'm on the detail layer. Fade to black. That's better. It's amazing how sometimes you do some things like, if his leg's going in here, he's missing a crotch. All right, so let's Monday morning quarterback this a little bit more. That's a little better. Yeah, that works. So we've got the tire wreckage here. Is this an area where I can reuse Mr. Tire? Mr. Tire, how about it? That's the layer for Mr. Tire. Edit, copy, making copies, paste. There it is. Now see, I just did the transform time. I should be able to freeze transform again, but then I gotta go back in and do a flip. So scale this up. There's obviously some things I can't really use, so we will delete and clean it up. So far, my fledgling tire reusable program has been a smashing success. Alright, so we'll do some of this kind of rubble bits and bobs that have kind of flown out. Oh, there's that earlier, yeah. I redrew this over a flipped version of another piece, just trying to make it look as close to the real thing as possible, because I didn't bother to take the time to do a rough 3D model or anything, so that I can always maintain the correct proportions when drawing. Anonymous piece of sheet metal. Let's see, we need plenty of things like rocks and some kind of indicator of what the landscape looks like. Yeah, maybe this is dug in a little bit here. These lines, I don't want to make them too dark, too thick, because it won't look right. I'll have to go in and thicken those up in some areas too. Just make sure it all works. Don't believe I indicated for where Telexis is in all of this. Some of this not even really make that much sense either. Now I remember what I was talking about later. I was telling about my voice. I hate my voice because of all the vomiting, because I couldn't digest food, and that's why I lost weight. Brain, what are you doing? So we'll do some mountains kind of in the background. Because these guys are down in a valley. And I'm going to do these, start doing some of these lines on my detail layer. I've got these lines kind of in the background to kind of show, you know, layers of dirt and whatnot. Maybe there's a rock there, some other things. I want those to kind of be closer together as you get further back, because that'll help trick the eye with the perspective and what's going on. And let's see, let's do some more little bips and bobs, and maybe some recognizable things like a bolt of some kind. Make it like a bolt, not like a mushroom laying on its side. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. It's like it fell off somewhere. Definitely gonna have an insurance joke in there somewhere. Alright, because I like doing rocks. Clean that line up a little bit. Checking in on the time. It's been 34 minutes. I am going to have to keep this video about the same amount of time as the others, because I do need to get to bed. So I am starting at 2 a.m. in the morning for my 8.5-hour drive. I'll be by myself, so that means very minimal stopping. Dollar menu food on the way. So get there, hook up with my buddy Josh Lyman, and we get set up, do the show, and have a good time. So I think this was like indication of maybe some fire and stuff. I think I'm going to save that kind of thing until after I've got the color, because then I could come back in and do some more things with that. Need some more beat up markings on this dude. Like so. Man, I don't know what's going on. What the heck is this thing? Fun stuff. Let's do some panel stuff. Go down here. I've got some more drawing to do. I got to figure out, like, the flow of the story basically is Chet here is checking out Dinosaur Man. He's coming to. He's going to check on Telexis, make sure, like the capsule and everything. I want to do some more drawing on this. Yeah, I'm kind of reusing that up there, but it's a different, a little bit different facial expression. And then this panel here, I'm not sure about because it's going to be this panel here. I'm not sure about. You can't see my hand gesture on the screen. I gotta remember that. I wanted to have Chet's feet here and Chet's shadow overcast over Dinosaur Man, but as you see, this is the rough. So this is rough. This is my final pencils when I'm inking myself. So there's I can hardly see where I even have. All I know is there's this chest because of the X. He's kind of laying on one side. Oh yeah, I got my hair cut. No more of that shagginess. Anyway, onward and upward. This drawing of him it's okay. It'll probably suffice. And then oh yeah, fantastic action scene up here. Buckling of the safety harness. Because only one of them was buckled up. Action. Unbuckling action. Suspense drama. I did confirm today that I will be once again part of the Grand Rapids Comic Con. And this show is not till November. Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's always a fun show. They give you a better deal if you get in early on with them. So I usually go for that. And this year, Comic Cons, it's going to be promoting this book, this comic. I'll still be doing fan art. If any of you are here carrying over from my wrestling crowd, I appreciate it. But I'm still doing that, at least one new one a month. Trying to look at booking some more wrestling-specific shows. April, I'll be in Fort Wayne, Indiana for Heroes and Legends. I'm a little nervous about that show because it's for the price of a table for a 3-day show. It's a 1-day show. So when I thought I was the only artist there, I thought, okay, I can take that risk. And then now it's become an artist alley, which is disappointing because, small crowd and all. Harder for everybody to make money if the room is full. We shall see. Jim Ross is going to be there. That's going to be exciting. Local appearance, Astronomicon in 2 weeks in Sterling Heights. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash are going to be there, so that'll be cool. Haven't got a chance to meet Scott Hall, but I've met Kevin Nash. Doubt he'll ever remember me. But they're a big fan of the Outsiders piece. So it'd be cool to get more acquainted with them, maybe. Angry Video Game Nerd is going to be at that show. So that's kind of cool. So we're basically just, I'm drawing this guy's, waistband and the seat that he's in. It's high drama at its very best. Now just finish this up like this. So I'm sure there's going to be some sort of banter here where you're like, that's why I buckle my seatbelt, man. Or I kept telling you, you need to buckle up, and look what happened. You flew out the window. Of course, it tells you how tough these guys are. They can fly out a window and still walk around and complain about it. Alright, so we have that, and then we got this one here, which, again, I'm not completely thrilled with the drawing that I did. I think that would be a little more dramatic. His ear is going to be more like that, I think, from that angle. Something like that, maybe. Okay, so we're going to be seeing up his nose more. We'll be seeing the bottom of his upper lip, and that would be the inside of his mouth. Chin, a little bit wider. Still kind of like that's not, no, I wouldn't see that much. Trim that down. I'm not sure I like that. So, might have to come back to that and work on that. Yeah, because like, this is his eyes, if this is the plane of his face, it's like this. Yeah, no, I don't like this at all. How would you die? And you die. Somebody's like, oh man, that looked fine. Why'd you do that? Alright, so face plane is like this. So his chin is here. We're looking up at him. Alright, so this is, it's kind of like the box. This is the box model. So we've got this underbox as the center of the underside, so that's kind of where his neck's going to be, and this is his jaw coming out here. If we draw an X through, there is our brow line. So his eyes are going to be kind of right there. Draw an X through. And this is roughly where his nose is. His mouth is really a lot bigger. Sort of looking better, sort of not. And these are not going to lay flat against his face either. They're going to have some kind of depth to them. And we're not going to see anything more than his ponytail kind of going like off the top there, and then that's closed in. It's got the butt chin, the Adam's apple, necklines. So I think that's a little better, but I think I need to sleep on it and look at this again in the morning, maybe flip it around. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. It's looking pretty good. Whew, 50 minutes. Time to cut this off. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I will be checking in somehow on Saturday and Sunday. Might be doing YouTube Live from the con. I might just do Facebook Live. Probably definitely do Facebook Live. So it's facebook.com, Eric Hodson Illustrations. And I'll at least do a check-in at the show. And probably I'll be working on my Surface tablet, do some things with that, and show working on the scenes that happened after this scene, which is I'm finally getting to the stuff that I really can't wait to draw. Telexis doing stuff, and the first villain that they come in contact with. That's not these two guys, like a real villain, and really kind of fleshing out and finishing off the introduction of the characters. So have a great weekend. And we'll be back live, regular show on Monday, and we'll see you then. Bye. Of course, hit me up on Patreon. I have an exclusive offer there for this webcomic where you can be a character in the book or a background character. And Patreon, hey Mel, be on there. Hey MLB on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, Eric Hodson Illustrations. And look for me going live from Wizard World, St. Louis. Peace.